hope she can reach us in time!
So I'm going to be showing off one of my custom mocks. If you guys are familiar with the game The LEGO The Force Unleashed or The Force Unleashed 2, you might recognize this ship as being the Rogue Shadow. Now this is the second game's version of the Rogue Shadow. The first one actually had a set made of it, which I'll show you quickly here. Now my Rogue Shadow model is only about 99% complete because I'm missing the cockpit. And it costs a lot of money online, so I need to find a way to go get one. Also, I'm using the incorrect pieces in some spots, but for now, it's a relatively good enough model. And this one was awesome. Like, it had some cool play features. Like, look at this engine. This was neat. You swivel the wings, and this flips up. And as someone who's going into the engineering field, to me, that was always a very cool little feature. And then you've got the landing legs underneath here. Just very simple, nothing too crazy. This part lifts up. And this little thing flips up. I don't know if I can do it from here, but we'll see. Basically, it's a old school firing cannon. It just rotates up and it fires. I'm not going to do that because I'll lose it and I'll be very sad. In here, you got blaster storage. And then, of course, you got the cockpit, which is, once again, not very exciting. It's a very cool set. I love it. I'm very happy I owned it because for the longest time it was one that I wanted. And a friend gave it to me actually because they were moving out of their house. So for my model, I adapted the main cockpit feature that the original one had, where it's in the center, and that of course is the design. I'll show you a design quickly here of what the actual secondary and first Rogue Shadow should look like. So as you can see, this design was the hardest one to incorporate, the front here. It's actually weird because this model looks empirical. The other one looks more rogue. This one, even though it's a rebel ship now, they designed it like a TIE fighter, which to me still boggles my mind. I don't know why it didn't get rebel colors, like why they didn't make it white and red with black, or, you know, the little light gray splotches in there. So maybe that's something I could do in the future, is transform this into a rebel looking version. But as for accuracy wise, this is the correct coloring of the ship. This doesn't have any cool flip features at the front. That was just more for structural reasons because it's so big compared to the other one. I didn't really do anything crazy. The cockpit is just a very big open space, nothing crazy. You can fit a minifigure in there. The only thing I am proud of that I did was, let's see if it focuses. The wings can rotate up for landing mode. Since the old one could do this, I wasn't sure if the new one also had that feature. As far as the in-canon ship goes, I don't know. I should look that up and see if that actually is how it works. As far as the Lego set goes, I wanted them to rotate up anyway because it's kind of cool that they can do that. And it makes it cool for greebling because you have this big gear sticking out the back. Just something to see as you're playing with it or looking at it. I was trying to find a good balance between accurate looking mock and playset, because the more and more I build custom mocks, I mean, it would be really awesome one day to go work for Lego or something like that. And the more practice I can get at doing that and integrating it nicely while still giving it that designer look is also something I value. For storage, like the other one, because it had the blaster storage, this one I incorporated back here. If you can see, and that just flips down, no big deal. And because in the games you can do so much with the lightsabers, as far as customization goes, I put every color of lightsaber in this little pouch. So if you want to have Galen Merrick holding or Starkiller holding his different 2 purples, 2 blues, blue and a purple, the black and the red, doesn't matter. Any combination of colors that you can think of, it's there. The only restriction is I don't think there's orange, because LEGO doesn't have an orange one that I'm certain of, unless there's a new piece out that you can do that with. The landing legs are pretty basic, nothing too crazy. And then of course I should show you I tried to match up the thrusters at the back here as close to the in-game as possible, seen in a couple cutscenes. I'll get to the figures in a second here and just show you what I've kind of done. Alright, so for the figures, some of them are better than others for this one. I had to use inspiration from the original models figures, which were okay. They weren't great. I don't own them, so you can look them up if you'd like. I'll show a picture maybe here quickly of them. Coda was one that's never been made in LEGO. So I kind of had to come up with the best interpretation of him I could. I took the General Grievous cape to give him that general look. And the Power Miner's torso with kind of these brown pant legs. Because in the game he looks kind of like this grungy military general. In Star Wars Rebels, they made Kanan, who's supposed to be like the actual wise Jedi, slacker, not hippie, but kind of like that version of him. I like Coda better just because he's this arrogant, rude guy who you're supposed to fall in love with as the story goes on. He has like this hippie ponytail too. I wasn't able to get that in gray. If I can in the future, I will. And I need more of an older guy face. Preferably one that's blind. But yeah, so that's Coda. Not really worth looking too much at anymore. Juno Eclipse, though, I think I was able to get reasonably well. She has the ponytail, the blonde ponytail, which is actually from the original. That's her original set one. Everything else I changed, though. The face could be better, because she has a very narrow face. Unfortunately, LEGO doesn't really allow for that, so maybe one with more cheek features, more defined jaw would be a better one for her. Of course, it's double-sided, because why not? It's really happy, and this one she's like, I'm moderately happy. And that defines Juno pretty well. Moderately happy. She has the little blaster, the binoculars, and then I gave her one of the Rebel General shirts, because she actually has this... what would you define? It's not a tank top, but a tank top with kind of a jacket going over top, but it's beige. And then she has the black pants to go with it for the second game. So this is the closest I was able to get to Juno. Now, Starkiller, actually I was able to get really close, because I gave him one of the angry clone faces, which he's not a clone. And he kind of is. But his facial expression of Sam Witwer is very defined. As far as hairpieces go, the original LEGO hairpiece actually fits Galen Merrick's hair perfectly, or Starkiller's hair perfectly. So, didn't need to change that. And I gave him Darth Malik? Is that that's the chest piece he is now. And that kind of gave a really accurate looking Starkiller chest piece for the second game. He has his iconic double blue lightsabers held backwards, which of course Ahsoka took on in the new series. A lot of stuff from The Force Unleashed was adapted into the new canon with different characters, so a lot of these things will seem familiar to those who've never played this game. I was really sad when they never made the third game, because to me it had one of the greatest stories, but I'm not going to pick at straws. And then of course we got our blurry Dark Lord of the Sith, just a Darth Vader, because in the game you fight against Darth Vader, big surprise. Don't need to see him because you've seen him a million times. And of course we got Proxy, who I just kind of built in IG-88 style, because he's a very skinny robot with eyes at the bottom of his head. So this is my Proxy. He's not very impressive, but he does the job for imagination. Anyway, that's all for the minifigures. Let me know if you liked my custom model. I'll be doing more like this in the future. I don't know what my next custom Star Wars model will be. But if you have suggestions, throw them in the comments, because I am always willing to try new things. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I can't give you instructions unless I get like a team of people, because just because. Anyway, talk to you later.